First of all, this is my second semester here, and I'm trying to transfer to Berkeley after my fourth semester. So in order for me to do that, mechanical engineering requires a lot of, there's so many classes and requirements that you have to do in order to transfer. So for me to finish in 2 years, I would have to take, I'd have to be able to take summer classes in order to finish all my requirements. Otherwise, I'd have to stay here for 3 years.
I feel like it's very inconsiderate to people who have to work on a demanding schedule and just not allowing that flexibility to students, or even students that can't afford to stay here and are wanting to get out as soon as possible but need the credits to do so.
I have two professors who were very adamant against it, so they immediately sent like a barrage of emails to me through our just private email chain. So I found out from my professors initially, my Media 4 professor, one of my Gs that I have to take. And then my physics professor was also angry about it. And I also worked with people in the Soil Center who were talking about it, so that's how I found out. And then I read the email from the president, which seemed kind of lackluster, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion.
For me, it affects me because I think like being a mom and going to school, it's a struggle in itself, and I need all kinds of different times for classes to be more flexible and to get closer to getting my major.
What do I feel about the summer school situation? It was handled poorly. It definitely sounds like we needed to have more planning and involvement from other groups. I had heard that the different constituencies had been debriefed that something like that could occur, but it seemed like no one expected to such a degree.
Yeah, like I was considered taking summer school classes so that I can transfer myself, and that's exactly why I say that. I'd rather have an unused scholarship fund for who knows how many years be translated into whatever cost that they're needing it for.
Like I said, if I can't, there's nothing else for me to do, If I can't take these classes, then it's just gonna have to be 3 years.
It affects students registering for classes. It potentially affects the budget from the college, because usually summer session is a session that brings in money.
It's kind of like parenting, if that can be worth anything. It's not that what they did was wrong, it's just that they had little to no communication about it. It's like grounding somebody and then not telling them why they're being punished, or giving a good reason, or having a reason, besides the kind of, not scapegoat, but coverall of financial reasons.
I mean, if summer classes are going to be canceled, then I don't know what to feel in the coming years. I don't know what's going to change.
It makes me feel like they don't care about the students, just because how many people were scared about this coming summer school term and next summer school term. Let's take into account high school students who decide to take summer school classes, and then you're affecting future generations that's going to come to school. And it's just like, if they're not being considered, if students aren't being considered, then why are we here? Why is this place here if they're going to take away from our education, literally, quite literally?
I've been talking to students and faculty for the last 4 days. I went to the sit-in, attended the sit-in and listened and tried to answer questions as best I could. I went to the Associated Students Town Hall and I tried to answer questions, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot about how important summer school is to students and to faculty, and I learned a lesson about not making decisions without consulting with all the different parties. Typically, I think I'm a pretty collaborative person, and I made a mistake, so I'm going to correct it. I'm going to meet with community leaders tomorrow from inside the college community, classified student leaders, and with the faculty leaders, and we're going to be more collaborative. We're going to talk about how to work more collaboratively. So I think I've learned a lesson. Yeah. I would have worked more up front with the faculty, students, and staff, and just like I did during the fires, and include people to bring more leaders around the table to make important decisions. I would have done that instead. We want to keep summer school. We want to make things we want to see the budget more transparent. We're concerned about administrator salaries. So I'm going to try to address those things. I'm developing a plan that I'm going to introduce to the campus leaders tomorrow to address their concerns and also to solicit their opinions about what else needs to be done.